Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yahanna presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
La Yashala to Israel. Imagine, which means to stand. Wapunya Kudam, which means to rise and face the east. Wapunya Kudam, which means to rise and face the east. All right. The Lord's Prayer. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemaya, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakuska, Taba'at, Ratizaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratiza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemaya, Nathananaw, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaflanaw, Kabawatnaw, Kasalaknaw, Kabawatinaw, Wala'ah, Tabi'anaw, Wanasayawan, Ball, Awashaynaw, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La Walamyam Aman. Salakia. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Hakak, the prayer for the power. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Baba Kushah, Nathananaw, Hakak, La'afa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Manawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazariah, Hakak, Lahakwim, Hamafim, Hakak, Awakawa, Latama'ala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the water Aman. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, Salakia, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to pass them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. The prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Raklinawa, Wayashala, Wahab, Bayatsipari, Barak, Papa, Magun, Hagun, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the water Aman. What we just said was Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel in the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121. Asha, Ayanya. Ahahari, Ma'ayanya, Ma'aizarya, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratiza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regal, Al Yanawam, Shemar, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemar, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yah, Yaninka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Ra, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Salakia. Psalms 83. Alahai, Al Damayalaka, Al Takarash, Al Tashaqua, Al Kayana, Al-Yapi, Yamayawan, Mashanaka, Nasha'awa, Ash, Al-Imaka, Yawa Yamwa, Sawa, Wefei Tazwa, Al Tazaka Wandika, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakaki, Magoya, Wala, Yasakar, Sham Yasha Allah, Iwa, Kaya, Nawa Aita, Wala, Yahat, Ali, Kabarya, Yakarafu, Ahali, Adawam, Wayashima Ali, Mawa Abba, Wahagari, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amala, Palasha, Abishabi, Tazawar, Gab Ashwar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayo, Zarawai, Banilawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamag, Kasayasara, Kayabi, Barhal, Koyashwan, Nashamadu, Ayanda, Ara, Hayo, the Salaki, the Man, Adama, Shea Thumma, Nadiyatmo, Kaira, Kazaba, Kazaba, Kazalmana, Kalmase, Kumwa, Ashar, Amawa, Nayabasha, Lanawa, Naawaf, Alahaya, Alaya, Shea Thumma, Kagawala, Kakwash, Lapanyaka, Kaash, the Ba'ari, Kalahaba, the Lahat, Haryam, Khan, the Radatma, Basairi, Wabaso Pafka, the Bahalam, Mala'a, Panyam, Palawan, Way of Quashwa, Shimka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Way of Bahalwa, Ayahai, Way of Parwa, Way of Badwa, Way of the Iwa, Kaya, Afa, Shimka, Yahawa, Labaka, Al, Yuan, Al, Kal, Ratanda, Aman. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all their princes, as the Ba, and as the Muna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, and men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. The prayer for the blessings of the power structure. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahanna, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. All right. Yeshabia, which means to be seated. All right. Clap it up. Most High Christ. All the brothers and sisters who are earning their Hebrew name, make sure you sign in the login form. All right. Shalom. Yahweh Shalom to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemal Dun Bashim Yahshua to all the sisters. All right, here we go. We're in the book of Numbers. All right, here we go. We're in the book of Numbers, chapter 21 and verse 22. I-Bar, I-Bara, Baratazak, La'ah, Nasak, Salaki, Natah, Bashadah, Wabakaram, La'ah, Nashatha, Maya, Ba'ar, Badarak, Salaki, Badarak, Hamalak, Nalak, Aid, Ashar, Naibar, Bagalak, verse 23. Wala'ah, Nathan, Seachan, Af, Yasharallah, Ibar, Bagabalua, Wayasap, Seachan, Af, Call, Imawa, Wayatazah, Lakra'af, Yasharallah, Hamadabar, Hamadabarah, yeah, Hamadabar, Wayaba'ah, Yahatazah, Wayalacham, Bayasharallah, verse 24. Wayakahan, Yasharallah, Lapya, Charab, Wayayarash, Af, Aratazawa, Ma'aranan, Aid, Yapak, Yabak, Salaki, Yabak, Aid, Banya, Imawan, Kaya, Izah, Gabawal, Banya, Imawan, verse 25. Wayakwak, Yashala, Af, Call, Irayam, Ha'ala, Wayashaba, Yashala, Bakal, Iraya, all right, Iraya, Ha'amaria, Bakashbawan, all right, Wabakal, excuse me, Banathia, verse 26, excuse me, Kaya, Khashabwan, Ayar, Sayakhan, Malak, Ha'amaria, Hawa'a, Wahawa'a, Nalacham, Bamalak, Mawa'aba, Hara'ashwan, Wayahuak, Af, Kal, Aratazawa, Mayadwa, Ide, Aranan, verse 27, Al, Khan, Ya'amara, Ya'amarawa, Hamashalak, Salakia, Hamashalayam, Ba'awa, Khashabwan, Thabana, Wathakawanan, Ayar, Sayachwan, verse 28, Kaya, Ash, Yataza'a, Makashabwan, Lahaba, Mahoyath, Sayachan, Akala, Ir, Mawa'aba, Ba'aya, Bamawath, Aranan. All right. Now let's go back. So this is Numbers chapter 21. I'll hold it up here. Numbers chapter 21 and verse 22. Let me pass through thy land. We will not turn into the fields or into the vineyards. We will not drink of the waters of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we be past thy borders. And Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass through his border. But Sihon gathered all his people together and went out against Israel into the wilderness, and he came to Jahaz and fought against Israel. Verse 24, and Israel smote him with the edge of the sword and possessed his land from Arnon unto Jabbok, even unto the children of Ammon. For the border of the children of Ammon was strong. Verse 25, and Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites, and Heshbon, and in all the villages thereof. Just so you know, the Ammonites are the so-called Japanese today. Verse 26, for Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, Mawa'aba, or the Moabites would be today what you would call the Chinese, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Arnon. Wherefore they that speak in Proverbs say, come into Heshbon, let the city of Sihon be built and prepared. Verse 28, for there is a fire gone out of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sihon. It hath consumed Ar of Moab, and the lords of the high places of Arnon. This is Numbers chapter 21, verse 29. All right. Awayah, Lak, Mawa'aba, Mabadath, Am, Kamawash, Nathan, Banyua, Palyatam, Wabanathua, Bashabiath, Lamalak, Amarwa, Sayakawan. Verse 30. Wanayaram, Abad, Khashabwan, Dayabawan, Wanashayam, Napach, Ashar, Mayadaba, verse 31. Wayashab, Yashra'ala, Baratazah, Ha'amarwa, Ha'amaria. All right. Verse 32. Wayashalach, Masha, Laragal, Laragala, Af, Ya'izar, Wayalakadwa, Banathia, where Arash, Ath, Ha'amaria, Ashar, Sham, verse 33. Where Panawa, where Salaki, where Alawa, where Alwa, where Alwa, Darak, Habashan, where Tazaa, Iwag, Malak, Habashan, Lakra Thumb, Hawa'a, Wakal, Imawa, Lamalak, Malakama, Malakma, La Malakma, Idarwaya, verse 34. Where Amar, Salaki, where Amar, Yahweh, Al, Masha, Al, Pharaah, Athwa, Kaya, Bayadak, Nathathia, Athwa, Wa'ath, Kal, Imawa, Wa'ath, Aratazawa, Wa'aishayath, Lawa, Ka'ashar, Aishayath, Lasayakan, Malak, Ha'amari, Ashar, Yawashah, Bakashabwa, Bakashabwa, Salaki, Bakashbawan, verse 35. Where Kawa, Athwa, Wa'ath, Banayawa, Banyua, Wa'ath, Kal, Imawa, Id, Balafia, Ha'ashiar, Lawa, Shariat, like Shariat, Yar, Yerashua, Waya Yerashua, Af, Aratazawa. All right. Now let's go back up. This is Numbers chapter 21 and verse 29. Woe to thee, Moab! Thou art undone, O people of Chemosh. He hath given his sons that escape and his daughters into captivity unto Sihon, king of the Amorites. Verse 30. We have shot at them. Heshbon is perished even unto Dibon. If you ever wanted to know why there is no peace in the Middle East, it's because the Jews who were once promised that land, the real Jews, the Negroes in America, the West Indies, the brothers and sisters in Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago and Barbuda, Barbados, and St. Croix, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, the brothers and sisters in the island of Puerto Rico, the North American Indian from North America into Canada, from America into Canada. We are the people whose land that rightfully belongs to. And when we were persecuted, kicked out by the Spanish, kicked out by the French, enslaved by the Dutch, enslaved by the British, that land became hostile. And that land has been hostile since the book of Numbers until now, because the people whose land it rightfully belongs to are in captivity, getting their brains blown out by a KCPD officer, by an NYPD officer, by an LAPD officer. That's the reason, PD officer. That's the reason why there's so much turmoil. I sound like Glorilla. That's why there's so much turmoil in the land of Israel, in the land of Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Turkmenistan, in Turkey, and Oman, and the Gulf states, because the real Jews whose land that's supposed to belong to are here in captivity, enslaved in captivity, doing hard, rigorous labor for $30 an hour, for $12 an hour, getting abortions at Planned Parenthood, getting high on Percocets in Mali. That's the reason why there will never be peace in Israel. Because the people who are the landowners of the nation of Israel today are inflicting extreme poverty and pain and oppression on so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All of this war could stop tonight. All of the bombings in Oman, all of the bombings in Iran and Iraq, all of the bombings in Israel, on the Gaza Strip and Lebanon, it could stop tonight if the people who are oppressing Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians gave the land back to us. That's in the Bible. So when you're reading the book of Numbers, and as we're reading the so-called Old Testament and the journey out of Egypt into our rightful land, and we had to fight, and we had to get persecuted, and we had to defend our land, we were able to defend our land because God was on our side. That land was in peace when the real children of Israel dwelt there. It's now in turmoil. It's now a hellhole because the people whose land it belongs to are here under Donald Trump, some PDF file in the Epstein files. Now the people who rule over us are in the Epstein files. That's the reason why there's no peace in Oman. That's why baby girls have to die in an Israeli school, in an Iranian school, in a Palestinian school, because the people who are going to give peace to this earth, we're being oppressed by a man that's in the Epstein files. This is Numbers chapter 21 and verse 30. We have shot at them. Heshbon is perished even unto Daban, and we have laid them waste even unto Nophah, which reacheth unto Medeba. Thus Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and Moses sent to spy out Jazer, and they took the villages thereof and drove out the Amorites that were there. Verse 33, and they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og, the king of Bashan, went out against them, he and all his people, to the battle at Edrei. And the Most High said unto Moses, fear him not, for I have delivered him into thy hand, and all his people and his land. And thou shalt do to him as thou didst unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwelt at Heshbon. Verse 35. So they smote him. Salakia. So they smote him and his sons and all his people until there was none left him alive, and they possessed his land. You see, God told the children of Israel to go and take this land, to go and unalive the people who lived in this land so that we could be here. You see, we fought wars. A long time ago, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we fought wars to defend our home. We didn't just get trampled over by Donald Trump and his men. We didn't get trampled over by the Marines and the Navy SEALs or the MEU teams, the MU teams, Marine Expeditionary Units. We didn't get trampled over by them. A long time ago, with our obedience to God's law, God protected us, and we were able to defeat anyone who tried to dare come and stop us from dwelling in our homeland. Now, Donald Trump is going to trample over our people simply because we disobey God. This is Numbers chapter 22 and verse 1. Go ahead, clap it up. Numbers chapter 22 and verse 1. Wait 1 second. Hold on. Let me make sure that was the end of that. That was verse 35, right? Let's see. Yep. All right. This is Numbers chapter 22 and verse 1. Wayasayawa, Banya, Yasha'ala, Wayachanawa, Ba'ai-Rabawath. Okay. Ba'ai-Rabawath, Mawa'aba, Ma'aibar, Yaradan, Yarahwa. Verse 2. Wayara'ah, Balak, Ban, Tazapawar, Af, Kal, Ashar, Aisha, Yasha'ala, La'amarya, Salaki. Verse 3. Wayagar, Mawa'aba, Mapanya, Ha'ain, Ma'ad, Kaya, Rab, Hawa'ah, Wayakwataza, Mawa'aba, Mapanya, Banya, Yasha'ala. Verse 4. Waya Amar, Mawa'aba, Al, Zaquanya, Marian, Aitha, Yalakakwa, Hakwahal, Ath, Kal, Sabayabath, Yanawa, Kalakak, Hashawar, Ath, Yarak, Hashadah, Wabalak, Ban, Tazapawar, Salakia, Tazapawar, Malak, Lamawa'ab, Ba'aith, Hahawa'ah. Verse 5. Wayashalak, Mala'akim, Salaki, excuse me, Al, Bala'ain, Bun, Ba'aiwar, Pathawar, Pathawar, Ashar, Al, Hanahar, Aratiza, Banya, Imawa, Lakwa'a, Lawa, La'amar, Hanaha, Salak Hana, Ain, Yataza'a, Mama Tazari, Hana, Kasa, Af, Ayan, Ha'aratiza, Wahawa'a, Yashab, Mama Laya, verse 6. All right, let's get this mic. All right, verse 6. Wa Aitha, Lakaha, Salaki, Laka, Na'a, Ara, Laya, Af, Ha'ain, Hazaha, Kaya, Aitazawam, Hawa'a, Mamanya, Mamanya, Awalia, Awakala, Awakala, Naka, Bawa, Wa Gorashnawa, Man, Ha'aratiza, Kaya, Yada Aifya, Af, Ashar, Thabarak, Mabarak, Wa Ashar, Tha'ar, Yawa'ar, verse 7. Wayalaka, Salaki, Wayalakwa, Zaquania, Mawa'aba, Wazaquania, Marayan, Wakwasamai, Salaki, Wakwasamya, Bayadam, Wayaba'awa, Al, Bala'ain, Wayadabarawa, Aliwa, Debaria, Balak. All right, this is Numbers chapter 22 and verse 1. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side Jordan by Jericho. And Balak the son of Zippor saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was sore afraid of the people, because they were many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, Now shall this company lick up all that are round about us. Us, the ox licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak the son of Zippor was king of the Moabites at that time. Verse 5. He sent messengers thereof unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Verse 6. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom thou blessed is blessed, and he whom thou cursed is cursed. Verse 7. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam, and spoke unto him the words of Balak. This is Numbers chapter 22 and verse 8. All right. Where Amar, Al Yaham, Layanawa, Pa, Halayala, Wahashabathya, Afakam, the bar, Kashar, Yadabar, Yahawa, Al Ya, Wayashabu, Sharya, Mawa'aba, Ain, Bala'ain, verse 9. Wayaba'a, Allah Salakia, Allahayam, Salakia, Al, Bala'ain, Wayamar, Maya, Ha'anashim, Ha'ala, Imak, verse 10. Wayamar, Bala'ain, Al, Ha'alahayam, Salakia, Ha'alahayam, Balak, Ban, Tazapar, Malak, Mawa'aba, Shalak, Al-Ya, verse 11. Hana, Ha'ain, Hayataza'a, Mama Tazari, Wayakas, Af, Ayan, Ha'arataza, Aitha, Laka, Kwaba, Laya, Afwa, Awalia, Awakal, Lahalaham, Ban, Salaki Bawa, Wagarash Thayawa, verse 12. Wayamar, Alahayim, All, Bala'im, La'ah, Thalak, Imaham, La'ah, Tha'ar, Ath, Ha'aim, Kayah, Barawak, Hawa'ah, verse 13. Wayaquam, Bala'im, Babaquar, Wayamar, Al, Shaya, Balak, Lakawa, Salaki, Lakawa, Al, Aratazakam, Kayah, Ma'an, Yahweh, Lathafia, Lahalak, Imakam, verse 14. Wayaquamawa, Shaya, Mawa'aba, Wayaba'awa, La'al, Balak, Wayamarwa, Ma'an, Bala'im, Bala'im, Halak, Imanoah. All right. This is Numbers chapter 22 and verse 8. And he said unto them, lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as the Most High shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And the Most High came unto Balaam and said, what men are these with thee? And Balaam said unto the Most High, Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, hath sent unto me, saying, behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them. Peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And the Most High said unto Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the princes of Balak, get you into your land, for the Most High refuseth to give me leave to go with you. Verse 14, and the princes of Moab rose up, and they went unto Balak and said, Balaam refuseth to come with us. This is Numbers chapter 22 and verse 15. Wayasap, Iwad, Balak, Shalak, Sharyam, Rabiam, Wanakabadium, Ma'alah, verse 16. Wayaba'awa, Al, Bala'im, Waya Amarwa, Lawa, Ka, Amar, Balak, Ban, Tazapawar, Al, Na'ah, Thamanai, Mahalak, Aliyah, verse 17. Kayah, Kabad, Akabadak, excuse me, Ma'ad, Wakal, Ashar, Tha'amar, Aliyah, Aisha, Walaka, Na'ah, Kwaba, Laya, Ath, Ha'ain, Azahah, verse 18. Excuse me. Waya'an, Salaki, Waya'an, Bala'an, Waya'amar, Al, Ibad, Balak, Yathan, Laya, Balak, Mala'ah, Bayathwa, Bayathwa, Kasap, Wazahaba, Salaki, Wazahah, La'ah, Awakal, La'ibar, Ath, Baya, Yahweh, Salaki, Aliyah, excuse me, La'ishawath, Quadana, Awa, got a wall, verse 19. Wa'ith, Wa'itha, Shabawa, Na'ah, Baza, Gam, Atham, Halayala, Wa'ada, Salaki, Wa'adai, Ma, Yasa, Yahweh, Debar, Anya, verse 20. Wayaba'a, Alahayim, Al, Bala'im, Layala, Wayamar, Lawa, Lakura'ah, Lak, Ba'awa, Ha'anashim, Kawam, Laka, Atham, Wa'ak, Ath, Hadabar, Ashar, Adabar, Alayak, Athawa, Tha'aisha, verse 21. Wayaquam, Bala'im, Babaquar, Wayachabash, Ath, Athanawa, Wayalak, Aim, Sharyah, Mawa'aba. All right. This is Numbers chapter 22 and verse 15. And Balak sent yet again princes more and more honorable than they. And they came to Balaam and said to him, Thus saith Balak, the son of Zippor, let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. For I will promote thee unto very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Most High to do less or more. Verse 19. Now therefore I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Most High will say unto me more. And the Most High came unto Balaam at night and said unto him, if the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, thou shalt do. Verse 21. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. So what's happening right here? The last 21 verses. There is a brother named Balaam. The children of Moab are trying to defeat us like all the other races on the earth tried to do. The Moabites, who are the so-called Chinese today, at this time, we're trying to unalive us, to steal our land, go to war with us and defeat us. Why didn't they go to war with us? Because they were afraid of our numbers. They knew that we had the Most High God on our side, and they knew what our reputation was coming out of Egypt. That's why it said up in verse 12, God, Salakia, verse 11, behold, there is a people come out of Egypt which covereth the face of the earth. We were mass in number, right? We were a lot of people, and we had the Most High God on our side. And because we had the Most High God on our side, everyone knew our reputation. These are those niggers and spicks and redskins that God killed the Egyptians for. These are the same people who slaughtered the Amorites, who slaughtered the Amalekites. These are the same people. What are they doing? We're neighboring them. Their border is now upon our border. Remember, the king of Egypt at the time after Joseph lived and died, the children of Israel began to do what we do best: grow, multiply. And because we added to our families and multiplied to our nation, everyone gets afraid, because certainly these people are going to overtake us. They have the baddest women, the most beautiful and sophisticated women. They have the strongest, brightest, and most intelligent men. And they're just bad and hardcore as can be. Everyone is jealous of us. The Moabites, who are the Chinese, the Ammonites, who are the Japanese, the Africans, who are the Hamites, the Amorites, the Hittites, the Jebusites, the Perizzites. Everyone is envious of us, even until today, 2026. Everyone hates us for one reason only. Not because we've dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's not what Black people have done. That's not what Latinos have done. Everyone hates us, not because we committed acts of terrorism in 9/11. The Arabs did that. Everyone hates us for one reason: because they know we're the chosen people of God. And 1,000 years ago, what we're reading about is so prevalent to today. It's so apropos to today, so poignant to right now, because we are hated for the same reason we were hated then. We can multiply in spite of danger. We multiply in spite of famine, in spite of diseases. We grow and we grow and we grow more and more. Any other race of people would have a birth rate the same as the death rate. Who is that people now? The white man. Right now, he is in rulership of the earth and he can't get his woman pregnant because his rod is inferior, and because one sign of stress and they are done, which is what the great replacement theory is. All these other nations are afraid that we're going to come, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians will come and take over, and they're absolutely right. And it's because that's how God designed life, for us to be in charge and for everyone else to be under our foot, for everyone else to be our slaves and to be our servants and to be our caretakers. That's what we're here for. We were designed to be in charge, and every other race was designed to be under our charge. And so here we are reading about the Moabites being afraid of us and being in number and having God on our side. They're afraid of that because they know in their mind that when we are right there on their border, the border of Moab, we are going to now take over Moab, because God wants us to be in charge of everywhere, and every other race knows it but us. And so now they are trying to recruit an Israelite by the name of Balaam. and they're trying to give him anything he wants to sell out God's people, just like the white man did with Dr. King, just like our oppressor has done with Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, who's dead right now, because our people, they are trying to recruit them to sell us out. Because if you have a sellout who is popular amongst the people like Dr. King, we're going to follow him. We're going to follow him into eating pork. We're going to follow him into lascivious behavior. We're going to follow him into having sex with white women. And the Moabites know it. So they have to get this brother Balaam. But Balaam was a brother who had standards, who had integrity, unlike Dr. King. He had integrity, unlike Jesse Jackson. Integrity, unlike Al Sharpton. Unlike your Christian preachers. He wasn't going to go on the right or the left, no matter how much money the Moabites gave him. He said, the king could give me his house. I'm still not going to go against what God said, because God is the most powerful being on planet Earth, in this galaxy and the next. He's the creator of heaven and earth. How can I go against what he said? I can't go against what he said. So what does Moab do? Let's go read it. This is Numbers. Salakia. Yeah, this is Numbers chapter 22 and 21. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. So he prayed to the Lord. Now he's going to go see what these Moabites are talking about, because the Lord told him to. Remember in verse 20, he said, the Most High came unto Balaam at night and said unto him, if the men call thee, rise up and go with them. So he's just simply following God's orders. And that's what a man of God does. A man of God is not someone who has a good heart. That's what Christians think. He's a man of God. Why is he a man of God? Because he has a good heart. Because he means well. Because he's a coach on the wrestling team. Because he's a coach on the basketball team. That's not what makes someone a good a man of God. That makes him a good person. They're a good man, sure. Some brother that coaches kids, some brother that's out there helping women raise another man's children, that's a good brother. But that doesn't make him a man of God. A man of God means that he obeys God. He doesn't do what he wants to do. He does what God tells him to do. You understand? Let's keep going. All right. I want to read Numbers chapter 22 and verse 21. Wayachar alahayam kaya alahayim kaya hawalak hawa'a wayafayataza malaak Yahweh Barak Lashatan. Good night. Lashatan Lawa Wahawa'a Rakah Al Athanawa Washapya Na'ayarwa Imawa. Verse 23. Wathara'a Ha'athawan Ath Mala'ak Yahweh Natazab Barak. By the way, the brother Natazab in the school, give him a hand. The brother just got raised up to an officer of 5,000. Congratulations, priest. Natazab Barak Wacharabwa Shalawapa Bayadwa Bayadwa Wathat Ha'athwan Man Hadarak Wathalak Bashada Wayak Bala'ain Ath Ha'athwan Lahatath Hadarak. Verse 24. Wayamad Mala'ak Yahweh Bamasha'awa Salakia Shama'awa Bamashawa Salakia Bamasha'awala Hakaramyum Gadar Mazah Wagadar Mazah. Verse 25. Salakia Wathara Ha'athawan Ath Mala'ak Yahweh Salakia Lachataza Al Hakoyar Lachataza Ath Ragal Bala'ain Al Hakoyar Wayasak Lahakatha. Verse 26. Wayawasak Mala'ak Yahweh Ibawar Waya Imad Bamakwam, Tazar, Ashar, Ayan, Darak, Lana Tawath, Yamyun, Wama, so like Washima Al, Washima Alwa, verse 27, Wathara'ah, Ha'athawan, Ath, Mala'ak, Yahweh, Watharabatazah, Thachath, Bala'ain, Wayachar, Ap, Bala'ain, Wayak, Ath, Ha'athwan, Bamakwal, verse 28, Wayapathach, Yahweh, Ath, Payah, Ha'athwan, Watha Amar, Labala'ain, Ma'ah, Ashiyathya, La Kaya, Hakayathnoah, Hakayathnoah, Zaha, Shalash, Regalia. All right. This is Numbers chapter 22, verse 22. And the Most High's anger was kindled. And the Most High's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of the Most High stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Most High standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way, and went into the field, and Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. But the angel of the Most High stood in the path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side, and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of the Most High, she thrust herself unto the wall, and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. And he smote her again. It's saying smote meaning to hit her. Come on, giddy up. He's trying to get this ass going. He wants to go and see what these Moabites are talking about. He wants to go up there with the Moabites to try to get some money, to see how much money they're willing to give him. And this is the angel of God stopping Balaam from going to these Moabites or going with these Moabites. So he's trying to get this ass, this donkey up there, and the angel is like, nah. He can't see it because the angel is in the fourth dimension, but the donkey sees it because the Lord performs miracles every day. And this ass, he called this angel that's in the fourth dimension, causes this ass, this donkey, to crush the foot of Balaam against the wall, right? Verse 26, and the angel of the Most High went further and stood in a narrow place where was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left. Verse 27, and when the ass saw the angel of the Most High, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff. He's beating his donkey. Come on. Verse 28, and the Most High opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam, what have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? So as Balaam is hitting the donkey, hits her once, she doesn't move. Hits her twice, she crushes his foot. Hits the donkey a 3rd time, she collapses and falls, or she falls on Balaam. He hits her the 3rd time, and now the Lord is causing, when it says the Lord, the angel of God is allowing this donkey to speak to him. Imagine one of your pets or your horse starts talking to you because you're so ignorant. That's scary. It's glorious because that's a miracle from God, but that's scary. That's scary. A lot of people say, man, I want to see an angel. I'm not one of those brothers. I'm not one of you niggas who talk about, I want to see an angel. I don't. I don't want to be that hard-headed to the point God has to send a sign and a wonder for me to get my ass into the truth. I don't want to be like you brothers and sisters who are still not in the UPK in spite of World War III, in spite of Oman getting bombed, in spite of Trump sending troops to Iran, in spite of Kuwait being bombed, in spite of gas and fuel and diesel going up 40 cents a day. I don't want to be that hard-headed where a punishment has to convince me to come into the truth. I don't want to be like Eve. I don't want to be like Adam. I want to be the type of brother. You should be the type of sister, or strive to be that type of brother or sister who learns from other people's mistakes, who learns with wisdom. Don't be like Balaam. A donkey, imagine being so hard-headed that your dog has to speak to you. Imagine you being that silly, that gullible, that's stupid and hard-headed to where a dog has to say, nigga, follow Commander Yahanna. Maybe that's what God needs. I'm going to pray that the Lord opens the mouth of your pets. You niggas love your pit bulls more than you love not getting high. Maybe I'll send a prayer for the Lord to open the mouth of your pit bull and bite your dumb ass so you get into the truth. Is that what it has to take for you to come into the truth? What do you sisters love? You sisters love that rose. And by rose, I don't mean the plant. I don't mean the flower. I should pray that the Lord gets that rose to electrocute you while you're using that rose so your dumb ass can stop leaving men that you have sex with. You're making all these babies with brothers, but you're not staying with the men because you have that rose, because you bought into the lies of America. Well, maybe I'll send a prayer to the Lord that rose electrocutes you to the point where you say, oh, shit, maybe I need to listen to the Most High God and those brothers in the UPK. What has to happen for you to learn? How much more AIDS has to be spread through women for you to finally realize I need to stay with this man no matter how many women he has? How many children have to be molested? You know, the Epstein files are public. You don't see the horror done to children in America. You don't see the horror done to children in Australia and the UK. You don't see the horror that's done to children in your children's school and at your church. How much more damage has to be done to convince you to follow Commander Yahanna? Because Balaam was so hard-headed that a donkey had to crush his foot. And then the donkey had to sit on him to stop him from trying to go follow Moab. And then the donkey had to speak to him. You don't want to be that hard-headed. You should find the nearest UPK school so that you won't be so hard-headed that the Lord has to send something worse than a talking donkey. The Lord can send something worse than COVID-19. The Lord can send something worse than World War III. You know, thermonuclear war is right behind that. That's what follows suit. You know that from the scriptures in the Bible. You know that from the way that the earth is talking right now. You know that from what Donald Trump said and P. Hegseth said, that all options are on the table. You know what that means, don't you? There's something worse than World War III. It's called a thermonuclear warhead that is coming down to Iran and the Middle East and to your nearest city in America, to your nearest province in Canada and in Mexico. You better learn to follow the men of God in the ISUPK, or maybe something worse than a talking donkey will convince you to follow the truth. This is Numbers chapter 22 and verse 28. Oh, it's like we just read that. We just read it. We're in Numbers chapter 22 and verse 29. Waya Amar, Bala'im, La'athwan, Kaya, Hatha Ilalath, Baya, Lawa, Yash, Kara, Bayadya, Kaya, Itha, Haragathyak, verse 30. Watha Amar, Ha'athwan, Al, Bala'im, Halawa'a, Anakia, Athanak, Ashar, Rakabath, Aliyah, Ma'aiwadak, Aid, Hayawam, Hazaha, Hahasakan, Hasakanathia, La'ai Lak, Kaya, Salaki, that ain't Kaya, that's Ka, Wayamar, like La'a, no, nay, La'a, no, Wayagal, Yahweh, Ath, Ayananya, Bala'im, Wayara'a, Ath, Mala'ak, Yahweh, Natazah, Badarak, Waharabwa, Shalapa, Bayad, Wayaquad, Wayashathahwa, La'apyua, yeah. All right. Verse 32, Wayamar, Aliyua, Mala'ak, Yahweh, Al, Ma, Hakayath, Athanak, Zahah, Shalawash, Ragalayam, Regalium, Hana, Anakia, Yatazaathia, Lashatan, Kaya, Yarak, Hadabar, Lanagaya, Lanagia, verse 33. Wathara'ai, Salakia, Wathara Naya, Ha'athwan, Salakia, Ha'athwan, Wathat, Lapunya Zah, Shalah, Ragalayam, Awalia, Natatha, Mapunya, Kaya, Atha, Gam, Salaki, Athaka, yeah, that's right. Athaka, Haragathya, Wa'awath, Hachayathya, verse 34. We'amar, Bala'ain, Al, Mala'ak, Yahweh, Chata Atha, Salaki, Chata Athya, Kaya, La'a, Yada Aithya, Kaya, Atha, Nataza, Lakora Athya, Bama the bar. Salakia, that's not Bama the bar, just Bada bar. No, Salakia. Salakia. Badarak. Wa'aith. Rai. Ba'ayanyak. Ashawat Salakia. Ashawaba. Laya. Verse 35. This is the last verse. Wayamar. Mala'ak. Yahweh. Al. Bala'ain. Lak. Ain. Ha'anashyam. Wa'apas. Ath. Hadabar. Ashar. Adabar. Alayak. Athua. Thadabar. Wayalak. Bala'ain. Ain. Shaya. Balak. All right. This is Numbers chapter 22 and verse, where are we at? 29. And Balaam said unto the ass, because thou hast mocked me, I wouldn't, this don't even shock Balaam, which lets you know how hard it is. He's thinking that it's normal for a donkey to talk to him. I would have been so scared to death. This ass is speaking to me. And Balaam, she's asking the donkey, bless her heart, said, why do you keep smiting me? Why do you keep beating me and hitting me? Balaam said, and Balaam said unto the ass, because thou hast mocked me, I would there were a sword in mine hand, for now would I kill thee. If there was a sword in my hand, I would have slaughtered you. That's what Balaam is telling his donkey. Verse 30. And the ass said unto Balaam, am not I thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine until this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, nay, la'ah. He's like, damn, she got a point. Now, this mother is having a conversation with a donkey. This is how hard-headed some of our people are. Majority of our people are. It's going to take a talking animal to convince you to follow Commander Yahanna. Not me. I didn't need a talking donkey to convince me to bring my ass into the truth. I didn't need an ass to tell me that. I learned from looking at what my people are going through to learn that somebody is the chosen people of God here. There's no way that we're the number one in AIDS, hypertension, high blood pressure, the number one sisters losing babies, pregnancies, falling, felon, all of this stuff that we have that we suffer from, no one else suffers from. Why is that? Oh, I know why. And I didn't need a donkey to tell me that. Maybe I should put down this weed. Maybe I should put down this coke or perk, this Molly. Maybe I should put those drugs down. Maybe I need to stop having sex with these women who aren't my wives. That's another man's wife. Maybe I should stop doing. Maybe I'm going to open the Bible up and look at what it says. Oh, here's these brothers on a street corner that's saying they're the I.S.U.P.K. Maybe I should listen to them. I've listened to everybody else, and it got me here in prison. It got me here with herpes. I'm here with chlamydia. I got burned by these hoes. Maybe I need to listen to these brothers because they know something I don't know. That's what you should do for both brothers and sisters. Donkey shouldn't have to talk to you for you to learn that you need to follow Commander Yahanna. Everyone understand? This is verse 31. And then the Most High opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord of the Most High standing in the way. So now Balaam is having a conversation with his ass, and now with this donkey, he's opening his eyes. The Lord caused his eyes to be open to see this angel. This isn't a vision. This is real. And he sees this angel, which means he can see into the fourth dimension now. He's like, oh my God, it's an angel there, right? And he saw the angel of the Most High standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand, and he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. He sees this angel with the sword drawn from his hip, waiting to kill Balaam. He sees that, and this brother fell down. Balaam fell down, smart, very wise to do so. He fell down flat on his face, and the angel of the Most High said unto him, wherefore hast thou smitten thine eyes these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. This is an angel of God, a messenger, the Alahayim, talking to Balaam, saying, why would you go and try to do such a perverse? It's so perverse what you're going to do. You don't think Dr. King and you don't think Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson had a coming to Jesus moment where they understood exactly what they were doing? That's why you can put the blame on them for what they did. Don't make the excuse. Don't ever make the excuse for a grown man who was, 30 years old when he sold his people out, that maybe he didn't know what he was doing. They absolutely knew what they were doing. That's why they did it. That's what's important to understand about sellouts. Sellouts aren't ignorant to what they're doing. Clarence Thomas knows exactly why he is a sellout. He knows why he's a Sambo. He's not ignorant to the fact that our people have been oppressed by the white man whose ass he kisses. He knows that, which is why he does it, because it gets him money. And that's why sellouts sell out, because it gets them a benefit. It helps them. Meritorious manumission. I want every black person, the tribe of Judah, to look up something in America's legal system called the Meritorious Manumissions Law, which literally states that any Negro slave in the South who helps white people catch slaves who are trying to go free, if you snitch on them, you are going to receive your freedom. And that is the mindset of a sellout. You can't say, well, that slave was ignorant to the fact that he was going to hurt this brother. He wants to hurt his people by selling them out so that he doesn't get hurt. Don't make excuses for Uncle Tom, Sambo, and sellouts like Dr. King, Jesse Jackson, and Al Sharpton. They knew exactly what they were doing, just like Balaam knew. And what did God tell him with the angel? He said, what? This was perverse unto thee. This was perverse unto the Lord. To sell your people out is something that is so evil, something that is so perverse that even God doesn't want it to happen. So you being a sellout means, what does that mean? It's a sin to be a sellout. You can't sell your people out. That's just like getting high or being a witch who sells drugs to your people. You are a sellout, and the Lord hates a sellout. Everyone understand? This is verse 23. And the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee and saved her alive. And Balaam said unto the angel of the Most High, I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. Verse 35. And the angel of the Most High said unto Balaam, go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. Don't go there and try to sell out. Go there and do what I tell you to do. Listen to the voice of God. You see, it wasn't wrong, the motive behind what Dr. King wanted. Dr. King wanted freedom, and he wanted equality for his people. That's not wrong. It's not wrong for Jesse Jackson to want equality and for Jesse Jackson to want his people to receive the same benefits that white people receive. That's not wrong. That's not a sin. It's not wrong for Al Sharpton to want to fight for his people's benefit and well-being. That's not wrong. What is wrong is you joining hand with your oppressor to make sure that you benefit more than your people. That is wrong. It is a sin. Shalom, sis. We're just finishing up now. But it is a sin for a brother or sister who sells their people out so they can receive benefit from their oppressor. And then your people get left to be punished. That is wrong. You wanting your people a better life for your people, you wanting a better life for your family, that's not a sin. Every man and every woman wants that. The sin is you selling out for it. The sin is you betraying your oath, abrogating your oath, and selling your people out for it. That is a sin. And God deals with sellouts. God deals with them. Everyone understand? With that, yep, just like Elijah Muhammad, just like Farrakhan, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah, he's absolutely right. There are fake Israelites who are not in the truth who are sellouts as well. If you are, in fact, if you're not in the truth and you're an Israelite, you're a sellout. Absolutely. You understand? There's sellouts in every religion that are black and Hispanic. That's why the Lord said to do away with religion. It was never for us to be a part of a religion. What we should do is we should follow the Bible. And that's what Balaam is figuring out. And listen, the lesson that you should learn today from what we read about Balaam. Have the righteous spirit, but don't sell out so that you can get what you want. You don't have to sell out so your people can receive benefit, so you can receive benefit, so you can receive help. You could just suffer with your people and teach your people how to live a better life. And then guess what? Then all of us will have that same benefit. You know, the problem with Dr. King and Jesse Jackson and sell out like Al Sharpton or your Christian preacher, it isn't that they want the best for their family. Every man and woman wants the best for their family. It's the way you go about getting the best for your family. That is wrong. And you don't have to sell out for your children or your people to get help. You could be an honorable man and woman. You could be a brother and sister with some integrity and dignity. And that's the way God wants us to do it. And with that, I imagine just me up here staying. La Yashala to Israel. Everyone stand. Sar, which means to turn. Upanya Godun, which means to rise and face the east. Right? Here we go. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemai, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratizak, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratizak, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemaya, Nathalanaw, Lacham, Kal, Yuam, Wasalafanaw, Kabawatinaw, Kasalafnaw, Kabawatinaw, Wala'ah, Tabaya'anaw, Banasayawan, Bal, Hawashanaw, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'aparath, Lawalami Maman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Hakach, the prayer for the power in Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Abukushah, Nathalanaw, Hakach, Hakach, La Pa'ah, Kal Makala, Kal Marawa, Hakach, La Tahar, Hamatazariah, Hakach, Lahapim, Hamachim, Hakach, Awakawa, Latama'ala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the water Amun. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. The prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Barak, Salaki. Let me start that over. This is the prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Barak Lanala, Wayasha'ala, Wahad, Wayafsapar, Barak, Pa, Mogun, Hagun, Ba'ashim Yahushua, for water Amon. What we just said was Yahweh in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel in the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121. Asha Ayanya, Ahaharya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Izaria, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemaya, Wa'aratiza, Al Yathan, Namawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayishan, Shemamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Ya, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarach, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Kalra, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83. Alahai, Al the Mayalaka, Al the Farash, Al the Shapa, Al, Yahanna, I.S.U.P.K, Yahanna, Mashinayaka, Nashawa, Ra'ash, Alamuka, Yarayamu, Safa, Way the Itazua, Altazapwanika, Mawa, Lakawa, Wanakaki, the Magoya, La'a, Yazakar, Sham Yashal, Iwa, Kayana, Wa Itazua, La, Yakadwa, Alika, Boyak, Yakarafu, Ahali, Adawan, Where Shema Ali, Mawa Abba, Wahagaya, Gabal, Wa Imawan, Wa Imalak, Alashat, Am Yishabi, Tazawar, Gam Ashur. Nalawa, Imam, Hayo, Zarawai, Labanyalawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamakin, Kasaya Sara'a, Kayabi, Banahal, Koyashwan, Nashamat, Ayanda Ara, Hayo, Daman, Adama, Shea Thumwa, Nadayabu, Kaira, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakazalmana, Kalna Say Kamwa, Shaw, Amawa, Nay Rashala, Nawa Af, Nawaf, Alahaya, Alahayab, Shea Thumwa, Kagawala, Kakwash, Lapanyaraka, Kaash, Daba Iriya, Salaki, Daba Iriya, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Khan, Daba Data, Basa Irika, Wabaso Apafka, Daba Halam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kolawan, Waya Bakwashwa, Shimka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Bahalwa, Ayai, Waya Kaparu, Waya Badra, Waya the Iowa, Kaya, Asa, Shimka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al, Yawan, Al, Call, Ratiza Aman. Keep not thou silent, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asa also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasam, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. The prayer for the blessings of the power structure. Barakatha Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shah, wa Mayaka Allah, wa Alahai, Matazabya, Alawap Yahanna, ha Alawapya, ha Saranya, ha Kwatazayanya, ha Khayayali, wa ha Wafi, Yahweh, ba Shimi Awashaka, wa Raman. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahanna, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh, Shem Yashab, Yajamata, Sar, face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yajamata, dismissed.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yahanna presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.